Right, I wanted to give you an example video that uses the congruent triangles yields congruent parts. And also maybe a 2-column proof example. So I'm going to start with what I'm given here, and it looks like I'm asked to show that BC is congruent to DC. I'm given these angles here, so I'm going to record them in my 2-column proof. But I'm also going to mark them in my diagram, which I think is a step sometimes we're missing. So I'm given angle BAC is congruent to angle DAC. I'm going to go ahead and mark those here in my diagram. My reason is given. I'm given angle B is congruent to angle D. So again, I list the reason as given. I know that because they're listed right up here. Now, before I can complete this proof with what I'm trying to show, I need to look for other things in my diagram. So as I look at this, I see that I have this shared side here. So that is going to be my next statement, that AC is congruent to itself. And again, that is the reflexive property. Now, my goal in doing these types of proofs is generally to show that the triangles are congruent, and then use the fact that congruent triangles yield congruent parts to finish that up. If I look at what I have in my diagram here, I have enough information certainly to say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. And that reason is angle, angle, side. I have 2 angles on the side. The side that I have is not in between my 2 angles, so I know it's angle, angle, side. Then, once I know my triangles are congruent, everything about them must be congruent, so I could mark up all these other sides. And then I could put this statement down here. I know that BC is congruent to DC, and that is because congruent triangles yield congruent parts. Some of you may be using this CPCTC, which is fine as long as you can tell me that that stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay, either one. If you're not using that CPCTC and you're using what our text uses with the congruent triangles yield congruent parts, that's just fine. I think that's actually what I prefer. But either one would be fine. Okay, so again, general strategy. I'm going to try to show my triangles are congruent. I have 5 reasons to do so. I'm going to use one of those 5, side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, or hypotenuse leg. Once I get the triangles are congruent, then I can use congruent triangles yields congruent parts to give what it was that I was trying to show.